What is up, Flav City friends? We have big news. There's a Flav City baby coming to the family in June, and we had to share the news with you because you pretty much knew anyway. The last video that Dessi popped into, a number of you guys in the comments section said, hey, is that a baby bump? And then I showed Dessi a couple times on the Flav City Instagram story, and so many of them were like, guys, she's pregnant, right? So I figured it was time to release the news, and we're really excited to tell our story because it wasn't easy. It took us over 2 years to get pregnant, multiple doctors, trips to other countries, a very unfortunate instance, but we finally got pregnant, and we want to share the story with you because it took a lot of time and a lot of effort, and we feel like there's a lot of people out there too who have struggled to get pregnant, who are currently struggling to get pregnant, and maybe you can relate to our story. So, Dessi, you want to take it away?
Yeah, so it all started back in 2016. That's when we decided, okay, let's have a baby. Mm-hmm. And we just started trying without doing anything else, research or anything. Just good old-fashioned, right? Yeah, so we did that for a few months. Nothing happened. And so we decided to get checked up. Mm-hmm. And...
yeah, so I got checked up and, thinking that everything would be okay because I'm Mr. Macho and I eat healthy and I work out. And I got a sperm test at an independent doctor here in Chicago, and it came back really low. And so I took that to a urologist who looked at it, and he was kind of troubled by that. And so then he kind of did an inspection, and he saw that I had a massive varicose vein in my scrotum, basically. And it wasn't just like one varicose vein like you see on someone's leg. It was like a network of veins that were, in his words, essentially boiling my sperm. So that was the reason for the low sperm count. So he wanted to do a procedure that turned out to be really simple, but they just kind of cut open a little part by my belly button and tied off the vein network that was going down into that region. And so it wasn't that invasive at all. And
but it was a major surgery.
It was major, yeah. It was probably the biggest surgery I've ever had. And then the pain was pretty bad after that because they cut through a little bit of muscle. So for about a week, just getting up really hurt. But I thought initially they might have to go into like the scrotum and cut that open. But they said that is like not the way they do that, thank God. But it was a success in their eyes. And then he said, let's wait a few months and then do another sperm test to see how they come back because it takes about 3 months for these sperm to regenerate.
Yeah, so we waited and everything looked much, much better. And then we started going to a fertility acupuncturist for a couple of months. And that was around the summer of 2017. And shortly after that, to our surprise, we got pregnant. And we were so excited. It was around September 2017. We were so excited. We're like, okay, everything worked. The surgery, everything was worth it. We were so excited. And then a few months later, the worst thing happened and I had a miscarriage at about 12 weeks. And it was really devastating because we were not prepared for anything like that. It was just, I was super depressed after that happened. And it took me a while to recover. I mean, I took a couple of months just to take things off my mind. It was just hard. Really, really hard.
Very hard.
And we decided to take a break and then start again in 2018. So 2018 came around and we started trying again for a few months. Mm-hmm. And after being unsuccessful for about 3-4 months, again, we're like, okay, we got to do something about it. What are our options? So we decided to go for in vitro.
Yeah.
And what were our options here in the States?
Well, there's plenty of options here in the States, but it's ridiculously expensive. It's basically $30,000, and insurance doesn't cover it most of the time. Or at least in our case, they didn't. And from what we talked about with other people, it just doesn't happen very often where they cover it. But luckily, Dessi is from Bulgaria, and in the capital city of Bulgaria, in Sofia, they have a really well-known fertility clinic. And what was the cost for that?
Yeah, in Bulgaria they have one of the best fertility and in vitro doctors in Europe, and the cost is just around $5,000 for everything.
Yeah, so
US.
$5,000 versus $30,000, which is crazy.
So we decided to take a trip to Bulgaria in June and go for it.
June of
2018,
last year,
so that's what we did. Went to Bulgaria. We went there for about 3 weeks. We had a nice time with family and
all of Dessi's family's in Bulgaria, so it was kind of a good, distraction also to have that.
Yeah, and I did the whole hormonal stimulation, and they did the extraction of the eggs. After that procedure, the whole procedure was very painful, and I was in a bad shape for a couple of weeks. And after that, for more than 2.5 months, my hormones were just off. I was just not myself. Again, I was in a bad shape. I needed to recover. And we decided just to take it easy again and just take our time and let my body just get back to normal naturally.
But you weren't even prepared for the aftermath of the extraction,
I was not.
right?
I had no idea what was going to happen. Yeah.
And then what were the results of the extraction and all that stuff?
Yeah, so we ended up with 3 viable embryos, which got frozen and would wait for us to pick them up whenever we were ready.
But how did it go? Because they got a lot more eggs, and then it's kind of like March Madness, where like it keeps going down or dwindling, or one died or something.
It was
like
a rude awakening. So first, like after the procedure, they said they got 18 eggs out. We're like, wow, we're so many eggs. We're like so excited. But the thing is, not all of the eggs were good enough. Not all of the eggs got, inseminated properly, fertilized properly, and it was like a race. Like seven of them got fertilized, okay, but then every single day until they made it to the 5th day, one would just fall off the race. And eventually at the 5th day, when they call it like a full embryo, blastocyte, then it's we ended up with 3 good ones.
Yeah, out of 18.
And we were like,
Crazy.
we were just losing faith towards the end because, well, oh my God, at this speed, like how many are we going to end up with? But I guess we were grateful that at least we got 3.
For sure.
And so, like I said, I decided not to do the transfer of those embryos right away. We decided for my system to get back to normal naturally, and then we were ready to go back to Bulgaria. And in the meantime, some other trips came up. We were invited to go to Israel and Jordan, and we had an amazing time.
Yep. For sure, yeah. We went there on kind of a culinary tour and part vacation. And we had the most amazing time in Petra in Jordan, in the Wadi Rum Desert, going all around Israel. And it was a real kind of like spiritual trip too, that kind of refreshed us and gave us a lot of energy, so that when we came back, we felt completely different, and it helped kind of rejuvenate our minds and bodies after the whole process of the in vitro in Bulgaria.
Yeah, it was great visiting the Holy Land
too.
It was amazing. Just all the places we visited there was so full of energy, and it was just, we felt really recharged coming back. So we're back in the States now. It's beginning of September, and I'm still not 100% after this whole hormonal procedure. So I started going to acupuncture again to get those hormones started, and just
a new doctor though in Chicago, right?
A new one. And then the most surprising thing happened. We got pregnant naturally.
Yeah, for sure. In September, right?
Yeah, in September. Yeah, we found,
Yeah. So, I mean, we don't know if it was a combination of just her relaxing, maybe some additional hormones still being in your body from the in vitro, but it happened, and that's all that matters. So we didn't have to worry about going back to Bulgaria like we had planned in December for Christmas break. So we kind of had this miracle happen in September.
Yeah, and baby Flav is arriving in June of 2019.
Yes, for sure. We'll be welcoming the new sous chef in the kitchen, and we'll give you guys some more updates along the way. And Dessi's going to be doing some recipes and stuff about pregnancy.
Do you guys want to hear like what kind of things I ate during my first, second, and third trimester? I think that would be really cool. I won't like bore you with any like simple stuff. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like some fun things that I ate
Yeah.
that I thought were good for fertility and just the growing the baby.
Yeah, I think you should share that. I think we should maybe also do some recipes for mothers in the second or third trimester, or lactating moms, or for like road to recovery
yeah.
after you give birth, because you need
It's called the fourth trimester.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of foods and nutrients and things you need that are specific to recovery after a baby. So I think we might want to be doing some of that stuff, because I'm sure there's a lot of women who would be interested in that. So that's our story, you guys. We thought it'd be fun to share with you guys, in addition to the reveal of the pregnancy. Stay tuned for those recipes and new videos coming up. Stay tuned for Dessi coming on camera more now that she's not going to hide her belly. That's why she wasn't coming on camera recently. But we'll have a lot more cool stuff for you soon. I hope everyone has a great day, but we will see you very soon. Much love. See ya.